Evan, Barta, Matt Friede, a chance to go home to your native state of Wisconsin this weekend. The Big Ten quad, Minnesota and Wisconsin, as well as Purdue in the mix. Give us a little bit of an idea what kind of experiences you guys have had at the UW pool over the years.
Well, I've been there 4 times for high school state. Usually we don't go there for club meets, but I've been there before. It's kind of like an old school type pool, so it's really cool swimming and people in the stands cheering. So I've had some good experiences there.
Yeah, same. We had high school state there. I was only there 3 years, but the last 2 I won a few state titles, so it'll be fun to be back there.
It sounds like last time Purdue was there in 2010, Matt, you were also at that meet, part of the recruiting process, kind of?
I was in the stands watching. I just signed, so it was really cool to get to see my future teammates race.
Was this one of those meets kind of that you guys had on your radar when you decided to come to Purdue, that I will have a chance to swim in my home state?
It didn't influence my decision. Sorry, it didn't influence my decision, but it was kind of nice to see that there'd be like a dual or a triple duel back near home where my parents could come and watch and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was 3 years away, so it wasn't a major impact, but I've been looking forward to it.
Evan, you know, sometimes freshmen don't get to travel on every meet. I'm guessing this is one that you really wanted to make sure you're a part of?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the meets I really look forward to traveling on, especially because I know a couple people on the Wisconsin team, and I know a couple in Minnesota, so just to get a chance to talk to them and race them and hopefully do well.
Matt, sometimes the Big Ten quad serves as a little bit of a mini Big Ten's preview. What do you think is one of the more unique parts about this meet?
It's really cool. It's the only triple duel that we do. We always just do single duel meets. So I think it's a really fun, different kind of meet. I like it.
How do you both feel mentally and physically at this point in the season?
For me, we got off like our hard couple weeks of training, so it's kind of a nice change, like easing down a bit, but I feel pretty good, ready to go and swim fast this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't quite started tapering yet, but we're definitely past the peak of the season as far as training goes after the winter training camp and everything. So I think we're getting there.
Yeah. Is there anything that you really expect out of this weekend?
Hopefully we can just put up some good times and feel confident going into Big Tens that when we rest, we know we'll go faster and hit our goals and do well.
Okay.
Yeah, just hope that everyone can swim fast and have a good meet.
Okay. Is there anything you want to change at this point in the season, or are you good with where you're at right now?
I probably wouldn't want to change anything, and that's a good like mental place to be at, especially knowing like I should have done this. I don't feel that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've all put in the time and the work, and I think we're in a good spot for the end of the season.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for the time, guys. Dan, annual weekend with multiple Big Ten teams in the mix, Big Ten quad triple duels, Wisconsin and Minnesota, chance to compete over 2 days and almost like a mini Big Tens.
Yeah, it's good. We've been doing this meet for a long time. We really appreciate the 3 teams getting together, and it's kind of nice to do a bus trip 1 year, stay home 1 year, fly 1 year, and not just have to fly and everything every other year. So, and you get to see 3 different teams as opposed to 1. Plus, Illinois women are there, so that's kind of nice to have a different feel to the meet. Wisconsin's new coach Whitney Heiss has done a really good job. Really good swimmers as far as he's got a couple of studs, Daniel Lester and his IM or breaststroke, etc. So they've got a solid team. I'm sure they'd like to get a victory over us this weekend. We can't worry about that too much. We've got a few guys that have some academic issues that we're gonna have to leave home. They're really good students, but just the school's really getting hard all of a sudden. So we'll go up there with a pretty good group battle. Minnesota and us always have a great meet. They lost a pretty good swimmer as well as we did, so I think it's going to be pretty close. And we'll go up, like you said, 2-day meet battle. You know, getting close to the end of the season, you're not quite feeling as well as you would like. You know, you're starting to rest, you think, but you're really not. And so guys are going through all kinds of little things in their head and in their bodies. So it's really kind of fun to see how they handle that. Again, and then 3 out of 4 weeks on the road has been tough for us. So we'll see how this group, we're going to kind of cycle some different guys through on this trip to see how they do. Then we'll come back and do the best job we can with Indiana before we have Big Tens.
At this point in the season, how do you feel about where the team stands?
You know, it's a really good question. After after the Michigan State and Michigan weekend, and then subsequently the SMU weekend, and not just the 8 swimmers and divers that performed at SMU, but the practices that we had back here in Lafayette, as good as they were, I actually feel a lot better. I really had a good feeling at that point, and then this past week we had a great week of workouts. Got a lot of good training stuff done, and I'm really anxious to see how they perform this week. And they may be really tired and crappy, or they may start to be really coming around and are able to race. So we'll see. So I have to say, you know, we had some issues at Christmas, losing some, you know, one guy and some stuff, but I really like the attitude. I like just where our chemistry is, or where our I'm trying to say attitude, I'm trying to think of a better word, but I just really feel like we're focusing on the things we should be focusing on, and the guys are all rounding in as a team, and individually are posting some pretty good performances. So team-wise, I really like where we're at, but at the same time, individuals are starting to post some times here and there too. So we'll see. I hope it continues the next couple weeks, and I can really get excited about going to Big Ten.
Okay. And I guess also at this point in the season, what are some main things you're focusing on?
Well, right now we are starting to get to the point of the season where we are cutting our volume back just a little bit, but our intensity is really up. We've been doing a lot of quality work, a lot of fast stuff, a lot of things where we're what I call pre-taper, which we're getting ready to go for that point. With the last 3 weeks, we really start dropping back, resting the guys, and getting ready to swim fast. We're in that what I would call beat-em-up stage, where we're really doing a lot of quality and some intense short rest stuff, and then getting them out of it. And what happens is it kind of beats them up, and every day is different. Some days people come in, I've never felt worse in my life. And other days they say, oh wow, I can't believe how good I feel at the end of practice. So we're just at that time, and we've got 4 weeks left till the conference.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.